Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Nay. I'm Nay if you're new here and you didn't know. And as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be dropping 5 things that you should know before you start your log journey. I thought it was perfect to do this video because I'm finally a year in the game. On today, July 6th, I plan to do an update of what these 12 months have been like for me and my hair. And honestly, like just a natural hair journey, because my natural hair journey has been a journey, let me tell you. But that's neither here nor there. I'm about to get right into the video, but first, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, just wait till the end of this video. You're gonna want to subscribe, but if you want to just skip all of that, you can subscribe right now, because we're on a journey to 500 subscribers. So tell a friend, tell a friend, to tell a friend, tell their sister and their brother and their mother to subscribe to my channel. Let's get right into the video with tip number 1. I just want to put this out here for you to know right now. Your scalp is going to itch for the first couple of months. It's just common. Like, that's just what happens. It just happens. I was like, what the heck? I don't like this. I had dandruff like crazy, and I was like, this is abnormal. And I thought it was just me. And then my brother started locks. Same thing happened to him. My friend started her locks. Same thing happened to her. I follow a bunch of lock pages. Same thing have been happening to them. It's just what's going to happen. Only thing that I can suggest is, if you want to wash your hair, you can cover it with a stocking cap or like some pantyhose or something like that, to where you can wash your hair but not manipulate your coils or twists or whatever you start with. But just be ready for that, and have peppermint oil and tea tree oil on deck, because the peppermint oil helps with the itching, and then just keeping your scalp oiled helps with dryness, which ideally would get rid of the dandruff. But at some point I just accepted that it is what it is, and it's gonna be there, and that's okay. The second tip is to moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. And that's not just in the beginning, but that's throughout your whole journey. Like, for me, my hair has been bleached. I bleached my hair in my 8th month of my journey, and I had to really up my moisturizing game. It's easy to feel like locks are low maintenance, meaning you don't have to moisturize as often. One thing I was never good with as a loose natural was moisturizing my hair. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get locks. I'm like, it's gonna be simple. Not the vibe. I can like literally touch my hair and just feel when it feels disgusting and dry. And so something that I've incorporated before I got my color was maybe like 2 to 3 times a week I'm moisturizing with rose water and an oil of my choice in a spray bottle, spraying that and then putting the oil in my scalp and on my locks. But since I'm colored now, or my hair has been bleached, I'm moisturizing pretty much every other day. So if I don't moisturize on a Monday, I'll moisturize on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and repeat. And I'm using rose water, aloe vera juice, an oil of my choice in a spray bottle. Then I use an oil of my choice on my scalp and my locks, massaging that, rubbing it down my locks. And then I seal it with leave-in conditioner diluted with water. That's just what works for me. You have to figure out what's going to work for your locks. But the moral of that is to just moisturize. Like, figure out what works and stick with it. Moisturize. The third tip is to remember that your locks are not going to look like locks as soon as you start your locks. For me, it took me a while to start calling my locks locks. Like, I think I would call them like coils, or I wouldn't really call them anything. Like, I just wouldn't really refer to them as locks because they just didn't look like locks. But I wasn't one of those people who was looking like, do they look like locks yet? Because they're not going to. And so don't think that there's anything wrong with your journey or your hair because it doesn't look like locks immediately. It depends on our hair textures. So I have a more kinkier, I have thick hair, it's kinky, but the strands are kind of fine. So it took a little minute for mine to like look like locks, and my hair is still not fully locked. I'd say maybe like halfway down, a lot of them are locked, but a lot of them are not fully locked, and that's okay. Just remember that they're not going to look like locks immediately. I think the way that you start could have an impact on that. So with coils, there's not really a pattern to be lost. So at some point, they just kind of look like locks quicker. Whereas if you have twists, then you have to wait for that twist pattern to go away. So they'll look like twists. That's a pro and a con for some people. If you have twists, for a while, then you have a style for a while. If you have coils, then they may look like locks quicker. It's up to you to decide. The fourth tip, comparing your lock journey to other people's lock journey isn't necessarily going to benefit you, because everyone's hair is different and everyone's journey is going to be different. So that's something that I had to really understand and lock in with. There weren't many lock pages that I had followed before I started my locks. I just kind of knew the idea of what I wanted, but there were people that I worked with at the time who had locks, and I would compare what mine looked like to theirs, and they've been like, they literally have been locked for a couple years now, and I would just listen to them say like, oh yeah, mine didn't look like this when I was 3 months in, or whatever. It's easy to start comparing what someone else's 4 months looked like versus what your 4 months looked like, and not understanding that we have different hair, we could have started differently, we have different textures. Like, there are so many things that go into starting your locks and your journey continuing that it's not going to look the same for everyone else. So that is definitely one thing that I would say try to refrain from doing. It's nice to look at people as inspiration. Ooh, yeah, like I'm gonna make sure that I grow my locks out to as long as hers, or I'm gonna take this picture to a loctician, or I'm gonna look this picture when I start mine and say, I want this foundation, I want to round this many locks because our loose hair is the same and it could look similar, you know. But don't sit there and beat yourself up because at 4 months you don't look like how someone did, or at 12 months you don't look like how mine looked. Like, we have different hair and that's okay. It's for you to accept your journey and your time. The final tip is to remember that locks are not a permanent style. They may feel permanent, but I literally see so many people right now combing out locks of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I personally don't think that I will ever do that, but never say never. 9 times out of 10 I'll probably just cut my hair off if I ever wanted to take them, be done with them. But you can comb them out. Like, you can comb them out. One person said she did 3 years. She had locks for 3 years. It took her 12 hours to comb them out. Or I think she had locks for 2 years, something like that. It took her 12 hours to comb them out. It's doable. So if you realize in the beginning that that isn't the foundation that you want, I would definitely say hone in on that in the beginning so that you're not spending all that time combing them out. It'll be easier too if you're 2 months in, 3 months in. But if you realize like, this is not the foundation that I want to change my parts, I want less locks, I want more locks, comb them things out and start over. Like, it's not a permanent style. You're not stuck here. And the last tip, which is a 6th tip, but it's a little bonus tip, just remember that locks are very versatile. So don't feel like getting locks is going to keep you in a box, or getting locks is going to stop you from expressing yourself through your hair. It's funny, right before I started this video, I found like a bag of wigs, and I'm shocked that I hadn't thrown them away, because when I started locks, I just kind of knew like I'm kind of over the wigs, I'm over natural hair, I'm over short hair, like locks is gonna be my thing. But I really looked at them like, wow, I could put on a wig if I wanted to. At some point I have faux locks over my locks. I'm trying to figure out how to do extended 2-strand twists, which kind of just look like twists on loose natural hair. So yeah, locks are very versatile, and that's one of the things that I like the most. I think because I don't really see a loctician regularly anymore, my styles are limited in what I know how to do, and that's just pushing me to learn how to do more styles. But locks are very versatile, so don't feel like you're about to get locks and be stuck in a style, or get locks and be stuck in a way to where you can't show who you are through your hair, because that's not true at all. If I wanted to put a wig on right now, I could. It might take a little work because my locks kind of thick, but it'll lay down. Or if I wanted to get braids, like literally knotless braids or box braids, I could, no big deal. So yeah, those are just a few tips from me that I think if you're in a journey, you should be thinking about. If you're thinking about starting a journey, you should be considering. Or if you just are already in a journey and you're trying to just reference something to like get you through it, definitely think about those tips. And like I said, I am going to do a video on what these 12 months have been like, and drop some pictures of what my hair used to look like, my natural hair, my loose natural hair, and then my journey, just for people who are looking for someone who has a similar texture and they want to start their locks. But that's a video to come. Right now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these tips are helpful to you. And like I said in the beginning, right now I'm pretty sure you want to subscribe to my channel, so I'm gonna give you a second to do that, and then I'm gonna give you some time to like the video, and then drop a comment if you want to see anything else from me. Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if I didn't give you enough time. And like I said, drop some things that you want to see in the video, or if you have any questions about my journey or anything like that, drop a comment or reach out to me on my Loc page on Instagram, which is meee with the Locs. It'll be in the description bar. But anyway, thanks for tuning into my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. You wanna keep yourself